Happy Tuesday, everybody! We got an H3 episode on a Tuesday this week. Hi, friends! Welcome, welcome, welcome. Thanks for being here. How's it going, everybody? How's it going? What's poppin'? I'm having a wonderful Tuesday. Truly, truly am. What up, big pimps? Welcome in. Oh my goodness. We had a special episode of H3 this week, just because it was pushed today, which means we have plenty to talk about tonight. We are going to watch the crew's reactions to all of the Twitch drama, and that's going to be the bulk of it. And then later we are going to be playing a spooky, scary game. I wanted it to be Slender Man, but of course, because I have a Mac, it's not working. So I found a janky version called Slendrina, which I think might also be fun. So we're going to play that. It's like some silly game that I was able to download. And, you know, we're just going to be totally surprised. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. It honestly looks like the escape games I play a lot. So I think we're going to have a good time. Slendrina, isn't that so silly? Oh, Lord. Well, first of all, if you weren't here last night, we celebrated breaking 9,000 subbies. We broke 9,000 subscribers this weekend. Very, very excited about that. So we have under 1,000 to go until we do memberships. And I can't wait. I can't wait. You should get a PC. Oh, don't worry. I am holding out for Black Friday, as I have been told by my resident nerds, aka my mods. So shout out to my mods. Trust me, the PC is coming, especially since we're going to have 10K, we're going to have memberships, we're going to be doing this more, and maybe if we all cross our fingers, this could be my job. That would be amazing. So yeah, so I'm really, really excited about that. And what else is going on? Oh, I wanted to share what's coming up. So like I said, we're going to be playing a little Slendrina later, which is like, sounds so gay. I love it. And then tomorrow, we are going to learn about the history of exorcisms and some of the messed up stories that have come out of that. And we're also going to do a makeup tutorial. And I decided to go with one that is like devilish, because I feel like that's the right vibe for talking about exorcisms, right? So this is the look we're going to be. Okay, quiet, my friend. Let me get to the picture of it here. This is the look. Drum roll, please. Now listen, I will not be doing colored contacts because I do not want to get pink eye. I just feel like putting in cheap contacts from like Amazon or something is a very bad idea. And I already have an eye issue with one of my corneas. Lesbian chat, rise up. Come to my window. Coward, yeah. But we're going to try it. I'm very nervous about how clean the edges are on this, but she gives some pointers. So it's going to be interesting. So I've got some makeup to buy tomorrow for sure. Yeah, Athena, that's right. Shout out Melissa Etheridge. I'm excited George Romero's daughter directed a like gay zombie movie called Queens of the Dead. Ooh, really? I would watch that. We love the lesbians, don't we, folks? Yeah, we do love the lesbians. All right, so there's that. Oh, the other thing I wanted to show is did they talk about it at the top of the show, the Teddy Fresh drop that's happening on Friday? There's some really cute shit in there. I don't know what is going on with Instagram. It's like everything I grab, it's not the right URL anymore. It comes out this Friday, yeah. The new Frankenstein movie, absolutely. I want to see The Bride, too. There's like 2 Frankenstein adjacent movies coming out, which we love. Okay, so here, the new Teddy Fresh collection's like all Smokey the Bear'd out. But to me, and I think it's just like part of this sweater. First of all, I need these, biblically. Me and everybody else. I think these are going to be sold out so fast. But is it just me, or is this like the Nathaniel Klansman cabin? All I can think about, like the color and stuff, like from Undead Mummy, from Tamara, shout out Tamara. But like all I could think about was Nathaniel Klansman. Maybe I'm crazy. Oh, absolutely, he lives there. Well, now I see it. Oh, God. So that's all I could see. But I really, really I love the overalls. I'm sure. See, if I don't get the overalls, I will cry. Oh, my God, those overalls. That's me. Shout out me. So, yeah, Friday. It's every girly for themselves. Very cute stuff. I like this, too. Might get me one of those. Excuse me. Oh, my goodness. So that's exciting. Very, very exciting. We also got a couple lawsuit updates, and I'm sure that they're going to talk more about this stuff. But first of all, what I saw on Reddit is that it's confirmed that that somebody, they love being like, you don't know it was a snarker. Somebody falsely reported love to ICE. Now remember, these people, assuming it came from somebody who hates Ethan Klein because of his fallout with Hasan, these people claim to be socialists. They claim to be people who hate the existing systems, who think that they're corrupt, who think that these systems are, bad and rotten and can't be rehabilitated, that they should be defunded and that they should be destroyed, right? And I agree. I totally agree, especially with ICE, right? Because ICE is not something that's been around forever. It's definitely something that could go away. But because I feel that way, I would never, ever, ever, ever call ICE on someone, knowing the terror that is ripping through immigrant communities right now. It is unconscionable to me, as people who claim to be like activists and progressives, leftists, Marxists, socialists, whatever they identify as, to weaponize ICE, to weaponize any of these oppressive systems against somebody is so antithetical to leftism. And also, it's just shitty and gross and mean and cruel for no reason. What has love done? What has love done, right? There is no justification for it. And it's the same as CPS. So now we've seen CPS be called. That's another system that, leftists criticize heavily. We've seen ICE get called. We've seen the IRS and potentially the FBI involved as well, because of their problem with the fundraiser that one of the guests was running. I don't remember what his name was. So these people who claim to be the most principled people on the internet are also the ones who are being the biggest Karens on the internet and using and abusing these systems that are historically discriminatory and used as an arm of white supremacy, essentially. It's pretty weird. It's pretty weird. So yeah, there's that update. And then also we found out that Reddit is looking to quash the motion or quash the subpoena. So they have apparently, they're trying to object to the subpoena. Discord hasn't said much. Apparently this seems like a lot, but might not really be a big deal. I think it's less about, according to people in the chat, in the comments, it's less about these snarkers and more about making a show of protecting everyone on the platform's anonymity. Because if this happens, if a new precedent is set, yeah, people are probably going to use Reddit less, right? And they might be less willing to moderate communities. So it kind of makes sense, but we will see what happens from Reddit's point of view. So this is in addition to the motion to quash from the moderators. We'll see though. If you're interested in it, you can follow along with the many legal people that are weighing in, because I am not a legal expert. Highly recommend not using Legal Mindset though, in my opinion. His friends have found my video about him, and that's been fun. Of course, they're all just like, "You're ugly," and I'm like, okay, being ugly to you is like an honor beyond belief. Please ignore me. Please think I'm gross and leave me alone. That is music to my ears. Wasn't it Comrade Casey as the first creep obsessed with love? I know he was one of them. I don't know if he was the person that, I think it was someone else who like saw him in public and then was weird about it too. But yeah, Comrade Casey was like, created a parody account and was pretending to be Love, and like that he was obsessed with Israel. Why am I so tired? Ah! I know why, but you guys don't know why. I feel like anonymity and privacy online goes out the window when a man fears for his family enough to strongly consider getting a concealed carry license. Yeah, like there's that balance between civil liberties, between your civil liberties and where they end and where someone else's begin, right? And so I don't think a lot of that is really codified in federal government from the internet perspective. So I wonder what's going to happen with all of this. LUS is also a patent attorney, so he understands the ins and outs of copyright law. I love that. I'm sorry. You're catching my yawns. Someone messaged Love a photo of himself, right? Yeah, I remember that. Vacation in Japan. That's so cool. Konnichiwa. Arigato. Thank you for being here. We love that. All right, let's get into the show. First of all, top of the show, we had a pretty scary announcement from Ethan. And if any of you have ever been in a similar situation with the children that you love in your life, this really brought back some rough memories for me. Let me just skip here to the sweet part, the part with Brucey, and we'll just watch this. So this is why they were not available yesterday. This was the family emergency that they had to miss the show for. Can you guys not hear? One sec. Okay.
We didn't go live yesterday. We moved it to today because I had an absolutely agonizing, horrible weekend that started on Saturday night. Was it Saturday or Friday night? I don't even remember now. But anyway, I was with Brucey and Teddy. It was bedtime, and we were in the and I was in the child's bedroom with them. And Brucey was playing with like he has like this train track that he was putting together that he really loves. So he's playing with his train track.
Sweet Bruce and his little train track. I thought he was going to say he choked, and I was, oh my God, that's like my nightmare.
And I was sitting on
Dino's in chat for Brucey boy.
This little day bed next to him, and I heard him yelp out in pain.
Which is so crazy because that is so my seizure knowledge comes from my sister who had them as a kid, but then my niece got them. And that was the sign. The sign, at least for my niece, was she would make this crazy sound before her seizure started.
And
and I didn't know that was like a thing, but apparently it happens. Maybe they're like scared or something.
I sat up immediately, looked at him.
Poor Brucey.
And he was convulsing and clearly having a seizure. And so I did what kind of I remember what you're supposed to do, which is to lay them on their side and cushion their head, to make sure they don't choke on anything. And just kind of like make sure that they're comfortable and safe from getting injury or choking until it passes.
Yeah, what a terrible dad. He should definitely have CPS called on him. When he said this, I thought that maybe Bruce had other seizures because he knew what to do. But it's just because he looked into it before the kids came, which I think is awesome. I can say that with my niece, we were not ready. We thought she was dying. She was in chemo at the same time, and she had like a port, and one of you is going in my mouth. Thank you for subscribing. My niece is fine now, by the way. She's 4 years old, and she's a beautiful, wonderful, strong child. But when she was like 1 or 2, I think she's been like 1. She had her first seizure, and it was from fevers. She had febrile seizures, which my sister also had as a kid, but we didn't know if it was something going on with the cancer. And we were all away on vacation together in this like little bumfuck town in New Hampshire, and she has this seizure. We're like in the woods. I'm like it was horrible. My sister thought we all thought she was dying. We all thought she was dying. Something in me, I was sitting next to my sister, and my sister was like holding her and trying to wake her up because we didn't know what was going on. And I like remembered that it could be like a fever thing. And so I just like unzipped her onesie and like her pajamas because she was having a nap, and she, because she hadn't been feeling well. And so I like unzipped the onesie and like got her out of it because she was like burning up. It took the ambulance forever to get there. And just like Ethan says, like she was so tired afterwards. So yeah, I don't know if that's what Brucey has. I don't know if it's a febrile thing or something else, but my niece, she's 4 and she did grow out of it, but she was having regular seizures. And because she had the port, every time she had a fever, we had to go to the hospital with her. So every time she had a fever, she essentially was having a seizure, and we would have to drive her to the hospital. So like only like in the last year, I have gotten past the I guess it's trauma, right? The trauma of thinking my sister is going to wake up screaming in the middle of the night telling us we needed to go to the hospital. So it's not fun. It's not fun. I remember seeing my sister have seizures when I was a kid, and it was really scary. And then seeing my niece have them was, compounded by the cancer stuff and those fears. It was a nightmare. I empathize. I sympathize with Ethan and Hila right now. I was sitting with my sister in the hospital with my niece multiple times all night in the emergency room, and just watching her be a mom was just incredible. So Shout out to Hila and all of that shit that you got to hold together for yourself when your kid is feeling sick.
And Bruce had a seizure for a couple of minutes.
That's a long time.
And afterwards, he was like, he wouldn't wake up. He was just fast, like he was like totally out.
He is.
And so
Poor
we called
Ethan.
911, and the ambulance came. And I will say to the fine people of the LAFD and the paramedics they're so fast.
Thank God.
And they were
Oh, my
very,
God.
very professional and comforting. We have got some great people in the city doing that job.
Oh.
And
Definitely.
anyway, they showed.
And when it happened to our family, we were in the woods, like I said, in this like janky little town. It took forever for the ambulance to get there. We were all just like panicking, right? Like we thought we were watching her die. And yeah, it was horrible. It was horrible to have to sit there. So I'm so glad that they were in a big city and that the ambulance was able to get there fast and able to help sweet Bruce start to feel better.
Up. I carried Bruce. Brucey started to come about a little bit.
Brucey.
He doesn't remember any of this happening, by the way.
Wow.
But he started to come about a little bit.
Good, maybe, that he doesn't remember.
So he's so funny and cute. He calls it glitching. He says he's having he glitches out.
Oh, he did.
Which
He's
is
so little to know the word glitching and like to already have a term for it. After one weekend, he's so sweet.
which
Just a little glitch.
which is actually such a strangely accurate,
Yeah, no, it makes sense.
It is a glitch, man.
accessible
He's so
explanation
right.
for what a seizure seems to be like.
Brucey.
So in the words of Bruce, he had a glitch, and he went into the ambulance with Gila, and they went to the hospital where they spent the night. He had another seizure while he was in the hospital when Hila was there with him.
Oh, wow.
And luckily, since they were in the hospital, the doctors were able to come and see it as it was.
That's great. That's wonderful that they were able to like really see what kind of seizure he was having. It sucks that he had a second one, right? But I don't know if my niece ever had like like an aftershock kind of seizure. Because usually it was the seizure was because her fever was high, and then they would treat the fever and she would just be like back to herself. So, I mean, maybe this is just some other thing that's going on, some other like pediatric kind of seizure
happening.
that he grows out of.
They had to give him some medicine. There's like this, in case of emergencies, if the seizures are going like for a long time or they seem more severe, there's this medicine that's like a suppository kind of gel that immediately stops the seizuring, but it's like a very
Crazy.
strong medicine that it's some kind of benzo.
Wow.
And it just knocks him out. He just goes to sleep for like 12 hours.
How does one get the magic butthole gel? That'll just knock you out for 12 hours. I love that they have something that'll stop a seizure in its tracks. That's incredible.
Whoa.
It's like a pretty strong drug, but it stops the seizure.
Oh, him having a word for it already must mean his little brain is trying to work through what's going on.
So he had another seizure in the hospital, and they gave him this medicine, and so
Poor
he was
Bubba.
just knocked out of it all night. But
Hi, dial
as a
tone.
result of that, because basically if there's a seizure like that, they need to do tests, especially if he's having like more than one in a day, which is, I
Yeah.
guess,
Butt Valium.
a situation worth
Oh, that's right. It's Valium.
worth.
Keeping a close eye on
You
him.
need it's an emergency. It's a medical
Yeah.
emergency. So anyway, he ended up staying there for 2 nights. And I stayed at home with the dogs and with Sonny and Teddy. And then the next day me and Teddy went to visit them.
Oh,
This is what I
Teddy.
came to.
Sweet guy. Oh, his little bluey
guy.
watch.
they had like electrodes on his head.
Wow.
He looked crazy. It was wild. And he was super loopy too, just from being on this crazy drug. But
It was also really sweet to see everybody on Reddit leaving all kinds of love for Brucey. There's one other little bit that I wanted to share from that moment. But yeah, if you are, he has a watch like daddy. Oh my God. If you need to pick me up, like just go check out the sub because everyone's sharing their seizure stories, which is kind of sweet, right? Like everyone is giving love, showing pictures of, their kids with their seizure hats on, helmets. I don't know what I would call it. Just lots of love. We've got adults and we've got kids. Just people being really kind and sending love to Brucey, which I love. But there was a very poignant thing that Ethan said that I resonate with so much, but I took a different path. And you'll see what I mean. What is it? Okay, here it is. Okay. All right. Here it is. Oh, now he's yawning. Great. We're all going to be yawning.
I'm sorry. I really can't imagine.
Who beat up AB? For starters. What happened here? Looks like he got punched in the face. Okay.
I'm terrified to be a parent because of stuff like this.
Same.
there is something inherently extraordinarily scary about being a parent because you're at the whims and mercy of these children who can become sick, who can become ill, who can be the victims of tragedies. And you're putting yourself in a position to endure ultimate suffering, right? Ultimate pain of loss.
Ultimate suffering. See, and he says this and I was like, yeah, exactly. My wife and I were thinking about having kids. I mean, we were never like super sold on it, right? Like we were looking into it and we tried a couple times with IUI and like a sperm donor. It didn't stick and we just like weren't, we were just kind of flirting with it, right? Like if it happens, it happens. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Either way, our life will be good. Let me tell you something. Watching my niece go through cancer, watching my sister and her husband go through it, watching our like just the feeling of it, I was like, I don't want to get any closer to a childhood tragedy than I already have been. I don't think that I can emotionally handle that. That really just like shut shit down for both of us. We were like, we're good. We are good. We are happy to be aunties. We are happy to love these kids, but to introduce more children into this who could get sick or worse, it was not worth it for us. Not for how much we would have to spend to even get pregnant and then to just have potentially something horrible happen. And maybe that's silly, but we were on the fence. It's not like we really wanted kids and gave it up. That just really made the decision for us. And then it also doesn't help that most people we know with children under 3 are on the verge of divorce. Like, yes, we don't want that.
Yes.
Hi, Pedal Pop. Thank you. So, Dinks in the chat. Basically, I see myself as like a grandmother aunt. I'm like the old timey aunt. Oh my God, I have to show you guys. I have to show you. Speaking of grandmother aunt things. My niece had to choose a family tradition. Let me see if I can just put this in. I'm just going to throw this in Imager for y'all. Okay, so my niece is in preschool, or I guess it's pre-K. She's 4, and she had to name a family tradition. She said no to a bunch of them, and then the one she chose was just warmed my little heart, my witchy little heart. Let's see, where is it? Here she is. Oh my gosh, she's so cute. All right. I should be able to show you that now. Shout out Imager for making it so easy. Bitches ain't shit. All right. So, okay. So I'll read you the text from my sister. Because she was like, are you guys ready for your hearts to melt? And we were like, yeah. And then she kind of left us hanging. We're like, what's going on? And so she said, Emma's school project was to write about her favorite tradition. It was hard to think of one, so I suggested Halloween at Mimi's, that's our mom, so her grandma, Florida vacation, summers at the creek, lobster dinners on trays, which is like a whole thing that we do as a family. She said no to all of them. Then like 20 minutes later said on her own, wait, Mom, I got it. Going to Auntie Kate's and putting the notes on the wood and in the fire and the snow. And it was hard to make a snowball. And Lennox, who's her brother, had light up boots and we sleep at the hotel. Everyone. Thank you for just subscribing, Dial Tone. And she said, and she's been so excited to do it all day. It was so, so, so cute. So I consider myself like pretty like pagan or maybe Wiccan, and I like to follow the wheel of the year and do like some of the bigger holidays. And one of my favorites is solstice. And so every December 20th, 21st, since we've lived in this house, I've thrown this big like midwinter party where we have hot chocolate and hot apple cider, and I make like a Yule log cake, and we have this, my wife finds like a nice big log and everyone writes their wishes on it for the new year, and they pin their wishes to it, and we wrap it in ribbon, and then we put it in the fire and we burn it and we watch it, and we eat snacks and have a wonderful time. And it's so lovely. And it's just a nice reminder because, it's like the longest night of the year. And then after that, the light starts coming back. So I think it's just a beautiful tradition of like, even when it's dark, like the light does start coming back. So I don't know, it's really special to me. And I was really excited to share it with the kids because it's like the one family tradition that my wife and I have really made. Like having all our friends in the house, and it's just like so warm and everything. So here she is, and she remembered this all on her own. She's been to 2 of them. And I was just so honored that she picked it out of nowhere. Like she just remembered it being a tradition. And so here she is coloring in her little family tradition thing. This is Emmy. This is my niece who had the seizures and grew out of them. And here it is. So she says, so you can see the log here. Here she is playing in the snow. This is the cake that looks like a Yule log. I'll have to show you that another time because it's one of the coolest things I make every year. Here's another shot of the log. And so she says, as a family, we like to go to Auntie Kate and Auntie Liz's for their winter solstice party. It is in December. Auntie Kate makes a cake that looks like a log. We put wishes on the log and put it in the fire. We play in the snow, have hot cocoa, and sleep at a hotel. Because they love to go to the hotel near us. Because there's like a pool, and they just love hotels as kids. So like, to me, like I feel like I'm bringing like old-timey witchy aunt / grandma to these kids. And I feel so fulfilled by that. Like I don't need to have my own kids. Like I have learned that. Like I can be for them, what cool, comforting adults were to me. So I love it. Yeah, staycations are so fun as a kid. I know we used to do it with my mom. We would do like pretend vacation, and now I realize it's because we were broke, right? we would pretend that our hometown was like a place we were seeing for the first time. We would go to a different restaurant we've never been to, and just act like tourists for the day. Baking content? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. I'm happy to do some baking content for sure. So yeah, Ethan talking about like the fears of a parent and what you kind of are exposing yourself to and like the kind of suffering that could happen. It's like I don't want that to happen again or like exponentially with more kids. Like I'm good. I'm just going to love the crap out of these kids forever. and that's going to be good enough, you know? And I think that that's okay. I have a new favorite soundbite. I need to clip this for myself to put on here. Maybe my mods, if you hear me saying that. Yeah, Auntie chat, rise up. Here's my new favorite. Oh, why is this like buffering? This is my new favorite quote from Ethan.
Let's fucking go, dude.
I don't know who Cinna is, but I fucking hate Taylor Lorenz, and I want to talk shit about her today,
She was
too.
just in
Cinna
that
was in that clip on the left.
It's
there.
coming.
Yeah, she was.
Yes, girl.
Yeah.
Finally.
Here it is.
Can we please make it mainstream to hate Taylor Lorenz?
I mean, this is.
Yes, we can. Sí se puede. Sí se puede. We can make it mainstream to hate Taylor Lorenz. You guys know. Oh, what's the timestamp? Let's see. It's like 1:44, I would say. Start around there. You guys know. Like, I'm an OG. I'm an OG hater. Guante. I'm an OG hater of Taylor Lorenz, and so seeing that get some more traction, seeing people come to terms with, understand, have their eyes open to the fact that she is just full of shit, man, and she's not a good journalist, in my opinion. As you'll see from the title of this episode, she doesn't have a journalism degree. It just feels great. It feels great. And so, yeah, I need a shout out to Deej for pulling that timestamp because I'm gonna need it. That's definitely going to be front and center on my stream deck. For me, it's already mainstream to think Taylor Lorenz sucks. All right, let's get into the TwitchCon stuff. The crew was reacting to the whole Emmy Rue situation today. And I just have a couple bits because obviously it was a long segment. And there were a couple of pieces that really, really pissed me off. So we're going to watch some of the TwitchCon stuff. Then we're going to watch the Taylor Lorenz section. And let's see what else there is. There's a little bit more than that. But yeah, so we'll start with this. So this is the piece that really pissed me off. That Emmy Rue, who I knew nothing about before this, the fact that she had to spend so much of her own money to protect herself as one of the biggest earners on Twitch is crazy. So here she is talking about it.
You can tell she's just being open and honest about stuff, and she's not even like
What's going on? Why
trying
is
to
it
make
black?
them look bad, but it makes them look so bad.
Yes.
I spent over $10,000. Some people who stream on Twitch don't even make $10,000
On
a year.
security, to be clear.
In a year.
What the fuck are they supposed to do? Like, if you watch the clip,
And you don't have to be a huge streamer to have like stalkers, right? Like somebody who doesn't make 10K a year on Twitch could be at risk and they don't have the extra money to pay for things, right?
the security guard who pushes the guy away is my security. The woman who pulls me to the back, my manager.
So who?
If you're a small streamer and you don't have those
Yeah.
resources,
Who would have
or
been
someone
there?
in your line's not filming, what the fuck do you do?
Literally, what recourse is there? In my opinion, I mean, a place like TwitchCon, it's like these CEOs, these event planners don't understand the level of fame these people have. It's like the internet is still seen as niche for some reason, or like the underworld, and it's not that popular, right? Like it's some counterculture thing, but like these are essentially our generation and like the next generation's A-list celebrities. Like if you saw the way, was it I Show Speed that got like mobbed in New York City? I don't remember if it was Speed or Kai Cenat. One of them got like mobbed in New York City, like so bad that they had to cancel the event, right? That was a couple years ago. But like, think about the way Britney Spears would walk around, right? She had like 3 or 4 huge bodyguards. And now like think about professional athletes. They all have these huge bodyguards, and other movie stars do as well, right? These streamers need that level of care. Okay, it was Kai Cenat. Thank you. Joint event giving tech stuff away. Oof, God, the PS5s, that's what it was. Yeah. So like the fact that they continue, even as the owners, the operators of this platform, they continue to underestimate the fervor, the intensity with which people are connecting with their stars is so irresponsible. Like these people need to be protected at the same level as John Lennon should have been, right? I'm not saying that they're the same, but I'm saying people are insane, right? And bad things happen. And like many people have said, what if that hadn't been a pen in his hand? Were there metal detectors at this event? Were bags being checked? And to me, this is peak capitalism. This is peak tech company, where all of the profits are hoarded at the top. All of the money is hoarded at the top.
And she's also gay.
Habanero Sriracha
hi,
just
Habanero.
gave $10. PewDiePie retired at the right time.
Yeah. Yeah, he could have been a real target. Also, Habanero, I'm so sorry for your loss with the Mariners, and I hope you don't blame me, because I realized, I was like, hey, how's the game going? And you were like, shh, don't say anything. And I'm pretty sure that's the one that they lost. So I'm sorry if you blame me for jinxing it. Clancy's saying it's the time we live in when RFK was killed in 1968. What? Yeah, oh yeah, exactly. Famous people have been assassinated forever. JFK, RFK, John Lennon, Selena, by her. And Selena, it was by her fan club president. Like, the fans can be the ones who are the most dangerous. And if you are a security company, how are you not anticipating that, right? But like I said, like this to me is peak tech company bullshit, where they're hoarding everything at the top. All of the higher ups are making so much money, and then they are trying to spend as little as possible doing everything else, which puts everyone below them at risk. Like, I am sure they cut corners on this event. Clearly they cut corners. How was anyone doing a meet and greet and there were no Twitch security guards in sight, right? If the guard that helped her was hers, that she paid for herself, $10,000, where were the event security guards? And so then I went and looked at how much Twitch makes annually, because you should be shelling out to protect your biggest earners. And it turns out they made, let's see, in 2024 they made $1.8 billion. That is down from $1.96 billion. We can't even comprehend how big a single billion is, let alone almost 2 billion. In early 2024, Dan Clancy said that Twitch still isn't profitable though, and 500 plus people were laid off. I'm going to go ahead and go out on a limb and say, I bet he didn't take a pay cut. I bet the investors got their share. I'm sure he got his bonus, right? The higher ups are never the ones who are punished for under delivering. And sometimes it's not even under delivering. It's just you start to get squeezed when you're bought by someone else, because Amazon, right, owns Twitch. And they don't want to spend any fucking money on Twitch because they consider Twitch to be a non-profitable part of their family of companies. It's in their non-profitable sector. So Amazon isn't giving a green flag for paying for more security, I'm sure. They don't want to spend any extra money on Twitch than they need to. But what they consider needing to is very different than what actual humans need. And I was like, why is Twitch not profitable? Like, what is costing them so much money? Apparently they have high operating costs. I didn't have time to drill down into like what that could possibly be. And then they also have a revenue share with streamers. But yeah, they've had huge layoffs. I'm sure that they cut corners on a lot of things, including TwitchCon. I'm sure an event wasn't seen as a moneymaker, although it probably could have been. And look what happens. Look what happens when you cut corners. I mean, we've seen it in the federal government too. Remember when Trump laid off all the air traffic controllers and planes were colliding in air and on the runways for the first time like ever? And then other planes are like blowing up because Boeing did a bunch of layoffs and started cutting corners. The bandwidth and computer processing costs will be sky high. Ah, okay. I don't know why that costs money. It all just seems like theoretical to me. Same with like AI. I'm like, why is that taking so much water? Why does it need to be anywhere? Right? Like I can't like understand why they need gigantic machines to do AI. It doesn't make sense to me. So yeah. And they keep like 30% or so of streamer revenue. So yeah, this is just more late stage capitalism bullshit. This is cutting corners. This is hoarding money at the top and not paying for things that should be paid for. And then people suffer. And who suffers? Women. Women suffer. Women suffer. The next fun part is where Ethan doubles down on what an absolute hack Taylor Lorenz is. She sat down with Dan Clancy specifically to talk about this issue. And she blew it. Like, she just fully blew it. She got in the room with this guy and she didn't do, in my opinion, her journalistic duty to ask hard questions. I think she was chosen for this interview because he knew that it would be favorable. He knew he would get a favorable read because of how captured she is by Hasan and how vital Twitch is to Hasan's lifestyle. It behooves Hasan for Twitch to come out of this unscathed, because he can't really do the shit that he does on Twitch over on YouTube. That's for sure. Oh shit, I don't have my computer plugged in. I'm gonna run and get my charger. If you're here and you're having fun and you haven't been here before, make sure you subscribe. And when I get back, we'll talk shit about Taylor. I'm back, baby doll. Okay. Hello, we're back. Okay, so yeah, like I was saying, Dan Clancy and Taylor Lorenz sat down for a little chit chat, a little tete-a-tete between CEO and blogger to talk about the security issue that happened at TwitchCon. Now, we're just going to watch the segment, give some commentary. Keep in mind, what we have right now is just a very short, like 2.5 minute clip of Taylor Lorenz interviewing Dan Clancy. Already, it looks like she's licking his boots, right? And this was something she willingly shared. This was the clip that she decided to lead with in the day or two after Emiru was sexually assaulted on the floor of TwitchCon. So we're going to listen to Ethan's takes. We're going to talk about it. The full interview comes out tomorrow. And you best believe I will be taking notes and we will be talking about it tomorrow night or potentially Friday, depending on if I'm able to finish it. Because we have a lot of spooky stuff to talk about tomorrow night as well. And we only have a couple weeks left of that. But we will get to it and we will make sure to properly respond to it because that's what she's already complaining about. All right, so here is Ethan and the crew reacting to Taylor and this terrible clip that she put out.
Yeah. So you gotta kind of be really committed in
Spanish.
Yeah.
Do you want to learn how to say Spanish? Or
Pito.
Okay.
it's I guess he was
Get to it, bros.
saying it looked like
You know, it's so funny. She's like the supposed anti-capitalist, revolutionary
She's
leftist.
a leftist hero, dude. She's
Leftist
leading
hero.
the charge.
But yet,
Not just a leftist hero. She has also been so adamant about the fact that she is fighting against misogyny, right? When she has written in her blog about Ethan and the lawsuits and essentially everything Ethan does. She has been able to spin that into this problem of like malignant misogyny. Do you think that Taylor is going to ask Dan Clancy about the rampant misogyny on his platform? She sure doesn't in this clip. As the feminist leftist warrior.
yet, whenever it comes time to protect her,
She was at Trump's inauguration. Yeah, her and a bunch of other hack fake journalists like Tim Pool.
the corporate interest of Amazon and Twitch. She is like a good lapdog, ready to fucking lay down in Dan Clancy's lap like the cat from Inspector Gadget. Claw's cat from Inspector Gadget.
Wow, okay.
Deep
That's the
cut.
first one that actually is too obscure.
That one's very.
Deep
What
cut.
about like Dr. Evil's cat?
It's kind of this. They stole that from Inspector Gadget.
No, they're both stolen from
James Bond.
Yeah,
No,
Goldfinger,
dude,
Dr.
no way.
Well,
Dr.
Okay,
No.
move along, y'all.
let's go back.
To get in
I care, bro. Okay, so anyway, Taylor Lorenz answered.
Oh, Trey, that is an interesting thought. I'm not convinced Taylor and Ethan's attic aren't the same person. That is very interesting. I don't know. I know that she most certainly, in my opinion, has probably multiple burner accounts. One of them we think likes to frequent this chat, pretending they're a lawyer. But yeah, so I think it's possible. I think one of these Ethan hater accounts is probably her. And she is using that to like pump her up and then retweeting their stuff that they say about her. All right, let's keep going here.
There's the bat signal, the stooge signal.
Speed
it's like
this up just a little
it's
bit.
the Monopoly man with a bag of money.
Yeah.
And she responds to it. You know, she got a bag to do this interview too.
I don't know about that.
She
I don't think she's smart enough to get paid.
True, she's really not.
Well, hey, according to her, she didn't even get paid by Bark to do ads for them. Then again, she only said that after she wrote, she went on this wild tirade about how phones are actually good for kids in school. But she forgot to take the affiliate code, the affiliate link out of her Instagram bio. Like, if you didn't get paid, why do you have an affiliate code? I feel like the loophole was I wasn't paid up front, but I will get a percentage of people's orders that use my affiliate code. So she could say I didn't get paid, and then in parentheses it's yet, right?
She does this shit for free.
Yeah.
So you would think that Taylor Lorenz, leftist hero, would be the first person to defend Emaru, who's the victim of this totally negligent failure.
That company? Silicon Valley?
Silicon Valley, also, again, leftist and also a feminist crusader. Always talking about misogyny. Somehow only usually when it is impacting her and her friends. And really a lot of the times it's just them being criticized. So the leftism, yes, is important here. But so is the feminism. So is the crusade against misogyny.
Tech Silicon company, you know, who failed this girl. Go ahead, Taylor Lorenz.
And others. Obviously, we saw one Twitch streamer yesterday, Emaru, get assaulted by a male fan, and a lot of...
Sorry, I need to stop again, because who remembers when she was with Hasan on a stream in front of what sounded like a lot of people in the last year? This was the stream when Hasan was talking about how cool it is that people are now threatening the lives of politicians to the point that they step down from office. Was Taylor in a mask? I thought we were supposed to mask in groups, especially as a self-identified disabled person with long COVID who rails constantly about people not wearing masks enough, who praised a Nazi group for their masking. So she didn't mask when she was sitting next to Hasan in front of a large group of people all breathing on her. But in a room with just one, maybe 3 or 4 people, I assume maybe his assistant's there. There's obviously a videographer there. That's the time to mask. It's very interesting to me. And the thing is, mask, don't like mask when you want to mask, but the fact that she is so critical and judgy of people and the way that they either mask or don't mask makes me want to put you under a microscope. It's the same with Hasan when he talks about being a socialist, right? And, redistributing the wealth, but then he lives in this $1 million mansion. And then, he's supporting Palestine, but he's also drinking soda off the BDS list. Normally wouldn't care, right? I enjoy Starbucks, and people still think we should be boycotting them, even though they have no connection to Israel whatsoever. But I'm not out here trying to look like I am the best advocate for Palestine and I am doing everything right. And Taylor is out here acting like she is the most disabled person by COVID. She knows the most about it. You are disgusting if you don't mask near her. So it's very interesting when she chooses to mask and when not to. Boycott Starbucks for normalizing $5 plus coffee. 100%. 100%. I have a bone to pick with my local cafe. They had pumpkin cold foam for like 3 weeks in September, and now it's gone, and I'm so mad about it. Because I would much rather have theirs than Starbucks, but come on. I'm considered immunocompromised, so I mask when I go out, but I would never say that everyone should be masking because I'm immunocompromised. I mean, more people should be masking, especially this time of year. Also, everyone get vaxxed. The new version of the COVID vaccine is out, and apparently it's 8 times more protective than the last one. I got my COVID and my flu both in the same day, same arm. I was exhausted the next day, and then I was fine. Eugenics. Yeah, I don't understand it. I boycott
And she's
Starbucks.
also gay.
Habanero Sriracha just gave $10. I boycott Starbucks because their CEO sold the Supersonics to Oklahoma City.
Habanero is like the most hardcore Pacific Northwest person, and I just love that. I love that for you. Yes, mask up when you're indoors. Mask up if you're feeling sick at all. Like, you just don't want to make other people sick, right? And if you're going to be in an indoor space, mask up. I mean, getting COVID does not feel good ever, right? But she acts like she is this, like, perfect victim of long COVID, and that anybody who doesn't do exactly as she does in the face of COVID is this morally bankrupt person, right? It's the same way she talks about Palestine. So for her to be inconsistent in her masking at the same event, because now I'm seeing people saying that she was seen elsewhere at the convention in crowded areas, no mask. For her to be inconsistent about masking after shaming people, equating it with eugenics, equating it with fascism. This is why we pick on you, Taylor. Because you make these stupid sweeping generalizations. You're very judgy. You act very high and mighty and self-righteous. And that makes everyone want to knock you down a peg. Pacific Northwest Guam meetup when? Well, I might be in Seattle in the early new year. So stay tuned on that. I would love to do a meetup. As long as no one tries to kiss me.
Streamers have, especially female streamers, have talked about, the danger that they feel from these sort of toxic, I guess, parasocial kind of creeps. What are you guys doing to prioritize safety? Because I know also a bunch of Twitch content creators said that they were too scared.
I am from an interviewing perspective, and I've done a bunch of interviews, ask a question and shut the fuck up. I am so... The way she asks questions is so annoying.
With a mic, when is she calling in?
New Jersey Diner.
Kabu just gave $5. New Jersey Diner girly here. I think I would get the craziest looks if I masked while serving. People assume it means you're sick.
It's tough. I think it's tough to be in the service industry and wear a mask. Because, people don't think you're doing it for them. They think that, you have something. It's so tough. It's so tough, right? But I hate this. This to me is like insecure interview style, where you ask a question and then you say like 4 sentences, clarifying it, couching it, giving more information. Just say the question and zip your fucking lip. If you're going to do any like little preamble, do like a sentence before the question. This is very much giving someone standing up at like a book, like a book reading and asking the author a question, but really it's just like, I don't have a question. It's more of a statement, And you're like, oh God. So that annoys me about her journalistic style for sure.
To even come to TwitchCon this year, just in case something like what happened yesterday would happen.
The safety of our creators is the top priority. The challenge
That's bullshit. Money is your top priority. If money were not, if safety were your top priority, that event would look like every other convention where the people are, the talent is highly protected and they don't have to shell out their own money to do it. This is such an insane failure of leadership. To say that people's safety is your number one concern is just false. It's just false. And she just sits there and doesn't challenge him at all. Doesn't challenge him at all.
Already assaulted. Like, let's not with this. The way she's framed this is already like, they discussed this ahead of time.
Softballing it, yeah.
They did this. They discussed exactly how to frame this ahead of time.
Yeah.
Oh,
the
for
question
sure.
Isn't how did this happen? It's what are we hypothetically doing to prevent this thing that happened to have happened? From
How did this happen? How could you let this happen?
Yeah.
Why were you?
What was the failure here, and what steps have been taken in the following hours? Also, what's the update? Is the guy fucking arrested? Because I have not seen confirmation that he was arrested. I know Ethan mentions it, but I searched for it, and there isn't a news outlet saying that he has actually been arrested. But if y'all have seen anything like real about the dude getting arrested, let me know.
Partying that night.
Yeah.
What were you doing at the time? Like, you're a journalist?
Yeah, he was not just partying, right? He was partying with young women streamers. So perpetuating the culture of predatory behavior that he's now saying is unwelcome at Twitch. Okay, buddy.
No, you're a fucking lapdog. And by the way, I don't know why she's doing this, presumably just because without Twitch, Hasan is basically...
Yes.
Without Twitch running defense for him and promoting him, he's concerned, and he should be that he would lose a lot. And so
Yeah. Well, if him getting permaban doesn't, I mean, he should be arrested. It was a crime. He sexually assaulted somebody. So, I mean, cool that he got permabanned, but what is the law doing?
I think what's happening is Taylor Lorenz is
I think he got away scot-free at this point.
He's concerned, and he should be that he would lose a lot. And so I think what's happening is Taylor Lorenz is doing this to serve Hasan's interests. I really don't know.
Why does he wear the Crocodile Dundee hat?
Bro, take the hat off. This is now not the time. Right? You could wear that Crocodile Dundee hat if you were crafty and stopped the dude.
Right.
Dundee would have stopped that dude.
Crocodile Dundee would have stopped that.
Dundee would have got it done.
Yeah, dude. That's not a knife. That's a...
NBC reported from yesterday afternoon that says no arrests have made. Yeah, that's what I saw today. I was like, what the fuck? Hi, Anchovy. Oh, thank you for stopping by. Hang on one sec. How do they know what his Twitch account is in order to permaban him? That's a great question, because we didn't see anybody put their hands on this guy. Literally, how could you know? Does Taylor ask that? Maybe. I guess we'll find out tomorrow. But if all of these questions were vetted ahead of time, as I imagine they were, because this is PR. This is not journalism. This is PR. We are not going to learn anything interesting from that. It's just going to be, running defense, running interference for Twitch.
It's not limited to Twitch. It extends throughout.
Fuck you sideways.
Wait,
okay, I'm pausing it too much, but he's essentially victim blaming. Go ahead.
Just in case something like what happened yesterday would happen.
The safety of our creators is the top priority. The challenge we face is a challenge in today's society. It's not limited to Twitch. It extends throughout our society. Yeah,
so just so you know, I'm going to preface by saying it's not our fault. Nobody could have stopped this. This affects everybody equally. People be crazy these days.
Sometimes, these things happen.
So starts by
my thing is, sure, you can say these things happen if you are confident that you did everything possible to prevent this, and that person overwhelmed your security, overwhelmed your systems, did something that was so outside of the ability to anticipate it, that something terrible still happened. To say these things happen, that, this is a problem in society, I think the first problem in society is fucking lazy ass tech billionaires and exploitative tech companies who are totally fine cutting corners just to hoard money. Even when that puts the safety of their talent, their employees in jeopardy. That is something that extends far and wide, thanks to people like Dan Clancy. Sexual assault, people attacking famous people, that has always been happening, yes. But the problem here is the security breach. And you can't say these things happen when you didn't even fucking try as a company to stop it from happening. We have it all on camera. We have all of it on camera.
Down the road here with to no pushback from Taylor Lorenz.
You think that when you're live streaming, in many ways, since you control your community and you can ban people, you can make it so that those people that you don't want engaging with you and participating with you aren't there. Okay, it's very different.
Literally, somehow, has found a way to blame Emiru for not calling her audience somehow.
I don't think that that's what he's saying here. I think it might. But it's similarly bad. Right? He's basically saying, well, these streamers think that if they ban someone, they never have to see them again. But reality isn't like that. To me, that's what he's saying here. It's not blaming her for not banning this person from her chat sooner. But it's him sort of being critical of online creators and their lack of understanding of how like the real world works, which is just very condescending. Emiru has to control her chat, but apparently Hasan can't. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, so I get what Ethan is saying, but I think he's getting at something else, which is more of like a boomer stance of like, oh, these people just don't understand when you're out in the real world. Hey, you can't just ban people. You can't just control people. Yes, you fucking can. That's what security is for. Moron. Jesus Lord. There we go.
Creeps. It's madness.
He's talking about like safety in chat, right? Like, what does this have to do with the physical like assault that just happened?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if he's obfuscating or if he's saying like people from chat can get banned from the convention that they flag. I really don't know.
No, I think my point is what is being said, where he's just being like, these kids, they think that they don't have to prepare for anything. But that's not true, buddy. It's not true.
But either way, I don't want to hear shit from you other than why the fuck this happened. What a coward. This is so cowardly. Both of them. What a pathetic, cowardly showing of just, wow, two cowards walk into a bar. I don't know what happens, but Emiru gets sexually assaulted. Oh, I know. Two cowards walk into a bar. Meanwhile, one of their talents is getting sexually assaulted, and they don't care or know anything about it. That's the joke. Punchline. Please laugh.
No, it wasn't a good joke.
Please laugh.
It's not even whistle worthy.
All right, come on. Get back to the story, y'all.
And people
work.
All right, here we go.
Someone was assaulted.
Can't stop that. But when I live stream, they basically, when I use other short form content and people say all sorts of stuff, well, I can't stop that. But when I live stream, they basically don't bother me.
Why are you talking about this? Someone was assaulted physically
what
at
does
your
that
con.
matter?
It's something that we care deeply about securing this environment.
No, you do not.
We're looking very closely at everything that happened there.
Bitch,
and I care deeply about Emmy. She's a friend of mine.
So my joke works. He walked into a bar. It works. It works on many levels.
Not really.
All right.
Fine.
You're getting 0 out of 10. I don't want to tell you.
It works. Whatever. They're haters. They don't know anything about comedy. Even though I love them.
Yeah, no one. Why does it? What are you even saying? Like short form, you get more harassment. What does that have to do with? Like, is this an editing problem? Like, did Taylor suck at editing this and it doesn't make sense? I don't know.
We can support her. This is just something we have to keep working on, I think.
But yeah, it says we're doing everything to support her. Meanwhile, do you have the clip of her saying that nobody from Twitch reached out to her?
Uh-huh.
You know? Because I do recall seeing that in that
Everyone
clip.
identifies our tools in terms of trust and safety as
he's way
the leaders
too
in
like
the industry.
Cavalier. He's just way too passive and casual about this.
About helping.
Yeah, he hasn't apologized. He hasn't said how horrible it was. He's just been like, hey, man. It's this is what you signed up for.
Creators, but that means there's always more work to be done because that's the world we live in now.
No, it is not, bro. This is your fault. This is not the world we live in's fault.
This is you created this world.
Live in that world.
It's literally TwitchCon is your world that you built, that you create, right? An event is exactly that. It's like its own little ecosystem, its own little microcosm that you have a lot of control over. You can control who can get in, how they move through the space, who they can interact with. You can't just throw your shoulders up like this was some open park event that you had nothing to do with. This is the world of Twitch because you created it that way.
World, you're the one who made that world.
You are the one
who runs the website that fosters these parasocial relationships and these stalkers.
He's the king of this world.
Yeah.
He is the king of this world specifically.
100%, man.
Today that I guess this fan was allowed to cross multiple barriers at TwitchCon. Why should streamers trust Twitch to keep them safe at TwitchCon?
They should not.
Doing again is the softest ball that they've talked about beforehand.
Right. Why should they trust you? Not. And that sets him up to give like the 5 points. Listen, I'm in marketing. I'm a writer. I have written talking points for shit like this. For these fake softball interview questions where then you have to hit all of the points, hit all of the talking points, hit everything that the company wants you to hit. She is literally, and I've written the questions too. I've written these fake ass questions. So like, why should they trust you is not a good question. What are you doing? What has been done in the last 24 hours or however long it is? Walk us through the first few hours after this happened. Right? Stop feeding him softballs, girl. If you want to be respected as a journalist, which you keep saying, you keep referring to yourself as a journalist, though you do not have a journalist degree. You started on Tumblr. If you want to be respected as a journalist, be a fucking journalist. Like, you are in the room. You got in the room, change the questions. Right? You're in the interview. Take a fucking risk and try to get some real answers. Try to make this person uncomfortable and see if they show their ass. You're in the room and you're blowing it. You're in the room and you're blowing it.
Girl with a mic, when is she calling in?
Thank you, Kristen. Compare this to how H3 reacted to Jimmy Lee, how Jimmy Lee treated an employee behind the scenes of a not viral video, and not a viral video, what the actual fuck, dude, totally. I know, people have talked a lot of shit about the way H3 handles everything, but we have so much evidence of them being better than fucking Dan Clancy. Okay.
She's reading her questions from a phone, by the way. Amateur hour, loser, idiot, total fucking unprofessional.
Oh God, there's so much of this. Let me see what else I wanted to say.
Simultaneously, this has been such a secure event to the point that even like journalists have had struggled. Like, it is very.
Can you please? This was like an easy win for her.
Yeah.
She still somehow managed to look like the biggest creep, the biggest coward, the biggest loser. She couldn't pass the opportunity to be like, actually, guys, the security was so great there.
Yeah.
I was having trouble.
What a hard-hitting question you have for him, Taylor.
I mean,
but there's also something else happening here where she is acting like she does this thing. And someone was talking about it on Reddit and they're like, make sure you talk about this. I was like, oh, trust me, I am. Taylor does this thing where she talks about herself in the third person, where she makes it seem like a lot of people agree with her when really she is just conveying her own personal experience. So by saying there's been so much security that journalists can't do their job and that disabled people can't get where they need to go. That's literally just her complaining about probably being turned away from VIP or something. Not being able to get close enough to the talent. Singular her, I would guarantee that. That's literally what she's doing. And she was doing it on Twitter too. So when she says, like, when you see her saying, like, oh, it's been so crazy that even journalists and disabled people can't get where they need to go. It's like, you're talking about yourself. It's not this big problem. It's not this, like, endemic issue. And also, you don't matter in this. You are not at risk going to TwitchCon as a journalist. It's not fucking Gaza. So yeah, here she is again. You'll hear it because there's a complaint in it. She's kind of complaining that she hasn't been able to get the access that she wanted. But she's couching it in this like passive aggressive compliment about the security, which does not make sense in this context. Oh, sorry. Here we go.
The truth is, she sees Twitch as like a leftist platform that's like important for the movement, I think, and something like that, right?
Which doesn't make any fucking sense because the biggest streamer on there is fucking Asmongold. Yeah.
It's also just like another corporate machine, right? Like, and you don't have to, I don't understand this online leftist attitude of we need to defend certain parts of our community no matter what they do. Like Hasan and now like Twitch, right? Like all these people do is criticize other groups. But there is no room for self-reflection. Like your movement is so vulnerable that a little criticism will crumble it. And don't you want your systems and your people and your infrastructure to be better? That comes from criticism. It doesn't come from just like flattening anybody who is trying to bring light to it or blow the whistle on things. Try holding the people and systems you love and cherish to the same level you hold the rest of us to. And maybe you'll actually get somewhere. Just no internal work happening at all. Like either within Taylor or within like
Team
the
Bald in
leftist
chat,
space.
let's go.
Thank you. It's just like this desperate attempt to deflect any sort of blame, any sort of negative, like any sort of negative image of leftism, of leftist spaces, of leftist people. That doesn't go well. That doesn't breed confidence, and it doesn't breed any sort of like integrity. Because when are you lying and when are you not? It's stupid, Taylor. Oh, let's see. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. I mean, there's a ton more, and you can watch the rest of the breakdown by the crew from today. It's very, very good. But I wanted to end with the Taylor stuff here. Like I said, like the misogyny, she always seems to be this crusader against misogyny. And she cries misogyny against anything Ethan does, but seems to have no smoke for Twitch, right? She's just sitting there with Daddy Clancy and letting him wiggle out of her wet paper bag questions, right? Like there's no accountability built into these questions. And I know she's capable of being highly critical, but she just tends to waste that on people that don't deserve it. And now she's in the room with someone who really deserves the criticism, who is the epitome of capitalism and like everything she stands against. And what does she do? She just fucking lays down like a doormat and gives him his softball questions for his talking points to fit into. Like, I really thought that this, because I will give leftist women a lot of chances. Probably not Taylor, but I will give a lot of leftist women a lot of chances. And I thought that this would be something we could all agree on, that we could all agree that this was fucked up. Fuck Dan Clancy. Fuck the capitalist bullshit that's happening over there. the hoarding of wealth that puts everybody else at risk because they cut corners. This like venture capitalist attitude of just like buying up companies and squeezing them dry and leaving people, like not enough people to actually do the work. But no, somehow Taylor is making this about fucking Ethan Klein. My interview with Dan Clancy, here's what she says. My interview with Dan Clancy isn't even out yet. Yes, Taylor, but you published a fucking clip that makes you look like doo-doo. It's going up Wednesday on my YouTube/podcast. Can't wait. But Ethan Klein's fandom is already claiming it's pathetic and fake journalism. Guys, the interview has not been published yet. LOL. She cannot stop defending herself. She might be, I mean, she might be the #1 squatter in the H3 subreddit. She might not be officially a snarker. I think she might be, but if she's not, she's definitely a squatter. And this girl probably has a Google alert for her name, because whatever happens, she is always there to defend herself in the comments. Like the lengths to which she goes to try to massage the narrative, spin the narrative for herself, defend herself. It's just pathetic. Like, girl, grow up. If you don't respect these people, why do you care what they're saying about you? This is a completely random person who, by the way, you didn't block their screen name, their Reddit handle. So does that mean you're doxing them? This is a random person that you are this mad about. So I said, because she keeps saying it doesn't even come out till Wednesday, even though she released a clip and that's what people are responding to. Don't worry, Taylor. Some of us.
Girl with a mic. When is she calling?
Let's wait for Shaylee.
Shiley Chapman, sunflower emoji, orange heart emoji, just gave 13 Canadian dollars and 99 cents. I haven't even launched my H3 accounts yet and had a snarker find my personal social media, not linked at all to Reddit, sending threats to me, mentioning my son.
Jesus Christ, that's horrible. Oh my God. I'm sorry that's happening. That's insane. So she keeps talking about like, God, guys, the interview isn't out yet. And I was like, don't worry, Taylor. Some of us who actually have advanced degree in writing, because she doesn't, some of us who actually have advanced degrees in writing are happily waiting for Wednesday to review the full breadth of your bullshit. And that some of us is me. Because if Taylor Lorenz doesn't have a critic on her ass, I am dead. So you can be guaranteed, you can rest assured, Taylor, that I will be watching your video beginning to end, and I will have a lot of very transformative things to say about it. Because, yeah, I used to really enjoy you. I used to really respect you and the work you did. You know that because we were mutuals. And I told you how much I loved your interview that you did with Libs of TikTok, Chaya Reichik. That was someone that I felt like you really did hold to the fire a little bit, right? And I really respected that. And yeah, I don't know what happened to you since then. But you lost it. You lost it. And yeah, so we will be having another workshop for Taylor's journalism coming soon, either Wednesday or Friday, depending on how much time I have, because I feel like it's going to be in depth, and we want it to be in depth, don't we, Taylor? Don't you want real criticism? Yeah. I can't wait to put my master's degree to work watching your propaganda video. So that was basically it. There's like snark bullshit that I don't really care about, but I did notice that Hasan had reacted to the Emiru thing because, you know, obviously people are talking about it, and I was like, oh, has Hasan said anything? As someone who's like such a huge streamer, right? Specifically on Twitch. So here's 3 minutes of him letting her video play while he chair reacts.
A year later.
Man, I wrote down a lot of here. Okay, can I just also say, what you guys are seeing here is character development. I've always been the person who never says like, I just want everyone to have fun for things to go well. Why am I the person who has to do this? So anyway, after I'm escorted back to my hotel, I let some of my friends know they come to my hotel to see me and spend time with me, like make sure I'm okay and everything. And then my manager's letting me know, she says, okay, my manager, I've contacted the police, they're gonna come talk to you about pressing charges, etc. They're trying to find the guy, they haven't found him.
Okay, so I'm mostly kidding because he did do a huge, like there's a full reaction, but I just thought that was really funny that he actually did walk away from this, and he did miss the fact that that Emiru was even told by the police that they hadn't found the guy, right? But he does have a real reaction. And now if I were a snarker, I wouldn't show you that. I wouldn't show you his actual reaction, which was very good. But I am going to show it to you. He says that, you know, this was something heinous that happened, that Emiru has every right to blast Twitch, that it was sexual assault, and that security should have done something. So we'll watch just a little bit of this because I'm not a fucking psychopath. But it is funny that there was a chair react in the middle of it. And so I just had to do a little goof.
It's already, like, what he did was heinous. What he did was violent. What he did was illegal. And this is her reaction to it after the fact. Twitch released a statement. TwitchCon released a statement. Twitch released this.
By the way, this clip opens with him still in his stupid little Amazon press Calflower Vest.
Statement. It was not a great statement, to say the
I'm
least.
not a
This is her
psychopath.
going through the events now and talking about
Kaya missing. Oh no, she's grazing like a cow.
about it.
Great, like maybe some people were, but I know for a fact Extra Emily wasn't. My personal manager made sure that she had extra security. No one reached out to her. Don't know about her.
Notice that Hasan's drinking that bullshit purified water. And not Martin approved water.
Everyone, but I know that for a fact. Okay.
This is her statement an hour before her TwitchCon show. Twitch gave her this room for her statement and she blasted Twitch. I mean, yeah, she has every right to do so.
The show starts in an hour. Okay. My notes are mess. It looks like it gets so bored. But yeah, again, thank you to the guy that put it on Twitter. Thank you to the people that talked about it. Because otherwise, I'm just
On the premises, who would have detained the assaulter? You can't just grab people in public. Wait, what are you talking about? The security team at TwitchCon should have detained him until law enforcement got there. What the Also, he literally had a pen in his hand, and you can see in the video, what if he had a knife in his hand? A crime took place. The sexual assault. You absolutely, and there are cops supposedly at TwitchCon as well, but even outside of that, you absolutely, if you're a member of like a security team, can hold someone and detain someone for, you know, a little bit.
Hello, citizen's arrest,
exactly.
anyway.
Was it qualified security? They hire people? What do you mean? Yes, I've been at TwitchCon. Of course they have security everywhere. It's supposed to be that way. That's their job. Like they're certified. There are certified security people there.
So
did you guys see that? I don't want to draw attention to it, but did you guys see that?
Job. Like they're certified.
Watch this.
There are certified security people there.
So I was doing my meet and greet, and I've seen people saying that it was an obligation given to me, like to be a featured creator and to have my show, I had to do a meet and greet, which is true. I was told that I had to do a meet and greet. But as far as
so yeah, I me's a great. I think he did the right thing here, right? Then he says this, which I think is interesting. I'll just pull it up. I won't preface that like Taylor Lorenz would.
Got there.
I mean, I just don't like. There's.
It's so funny when he's like, and then like looks at the camera to like see how he looks when he's stressed out.
Stalker, and he held him by the arm until police got there.
I mean, I just don't. like there's Comic-Con, there's VidCon, there's so many different conventions. Like I don't understand how this is like getting increasingly worse year over year for Twitch. Like I don't get it. I don't understand the parasocial aspect of Twitch. I know, but like VidCon is parasocial too.
They all
like,
have
it's not like- I
parasocial,
don't think it's
yeah.
necessarily that like Twitch has extra. Twitch is like extra parasocial. Maybe it happens.
Are we sure? Are we sure that Twitch isn't extra parasocial? Can we look at the things that your fans have been doing to avenge you, sir? But yeah, I mean, I think that clearly there is a systemic issue at Twitch. To me, it's twofold, right? It's getting worse because, you know, hang on one second. Because men ruin everything. It's getting worse because men ruin everything as usual, right? And they're ruining it for themselves too, which is crazy to me. Because like if you love a female streamer and you think that it's going to be a good idea to go and like try to suck face with her, you're never going to see her again. And no other gooners are ever going to get to see these women again in public. Because if you think for a second that these popular female streamers are going to go to TwitchCon next year, you are out of your goddamn mind. They might never do public events again, and I wouldn't blame them. It's so frustrating to me because if the guys could just be fucking cool, they would get access to women so much more. But they can't just be cool. Right? They have to fucking ruin it. They have to try to take more than other people are given. And then they ruin it for themselves as well as everybody else. I really wish more young white men would listen to like lesbians in their life or lesbians on the internet about like how to interact with women. Because guess what? If you're really cool, you're gonna see more boobs. If you were just cool and respectful and mean it, not doing all this like performative shit to try to make women feel safe so then you can, you know, take advantage of them. If you just like learn to be cool, you won't have to beg anyone to dump them out. She's gonna dump them out for you. And touch your pee-pee. Women also like to have sex. You just gotta be cool, man. You just gotta be cool. Like, enjoy just like the presence of a woman, having conversation, like retrain your brain to just like actually enjoy what women bring to the table. Right? And you might not have to be the only one touching your pee-pee. Touching your own pee-pee is great. Right? We all love that. But man, you're just like totally missing out. You're missing out on so much more, like such a deeper relationship with women, first of all, which is fucking awesome. Women are great for the most part. And you're missing out on the stuff that you think you really, really, really want. Right? Some of us are in a shared living space. My roommate is going to judge me. Hey, maybe my wisdom is necessary for everyone in that shared living space. It's so easy, guys. It is so easy. And I'm not saying women are easy, right? I'm saying just learn to like genuinely like women or be gay if you're gay. Like, stop torturing women. When you stop being mean to women, they are going to like you a lot more. Anyway, so I think it's getting worse because men ruin everything, as we know. Hashtag no male faves. It's also getting worse because men are like, they've always ruined everything, right? But now they're getting so much more antisocial and terminally online and parasocial. Like, the word parasocial gets thrown around so much, but, and it is a spectrum, right? But what happened at TwitchCon to Emiru is this man probably thought that he either had a relationship with her or that all it would take is one kiss from him and she would just fall over, right? Because he just has these stories running through his head and doesn't have a lot of interactions with actual women. So the internet is kind of naturally breeding a lot more stalkers who have a lot more access to these people than like most people have to Hollywood celebrities, right? And it's just breeding stalkers and then like reinforcing delusions that people have about their connections to these people. The other reason it's getting worse is what I've been saying this whole time, is that Amazon is probably paying less and less to actually run this event because it's a non-earning entity, a non-profitable entity for Amazon that they're probably just going to fucking chop up for parts. So they don't give a shit. And again, who suffers the most? Oh no, that's not what I meant. Who suffers the most? It's not Hasan. It's women. It's women. I mean, Hasan does talk to you about like the fact that he has needed extra security because he gets a lot of death threats, and I'm sure that that's true.
Girl with a microphone is in chat.
Cup Soup just gave $4.99. You get more concurrent viewers than Ian. I hope that gives you a little more pep in your step.
Oh,
Forgive
thank
me
you.
if this has already been mentioned.
Thank you, Cup of Soup. Yeah, we call it whenever we hit, is it 100? We call it an iDubbbz. That's one of our metrics, our currencies here. We suffer almost as much as Hasan, yeah. Thank you so much, Cup of Soup. So yeah, I mean, things are bad and they're getting worse, and the reason is men. It's men at the top, and it's men who are obsessing over these women instead of going out and meeting real women. That's just what it is. All right, let's end on everyone roasting Mike from PA, and then we're gonna play some Slenderina, which I think will be really janky and fun. Let me just find this clip. Is it not there? What the fuck? What's the timestamp for it? I can't find it. I thought I pinned it. And it's not in the... Where is it? Damn, I thought I had the timestamp for it. Hi, chat. Yeah, I thought there was in the transcript they had it, but I guess not. Huh, weird. All right, well, I guess we're not ending with that. We're just going to end, and we're going to go play some spooky video game. I am going to end this stream, and you guys will be redirected over to the gaming stream, which I'm going to get set up. So I will see you over there in a couple minutes, okay? All right, get your snackies and get ready to be scared.